Hello, my name is Alex Brock. I am here to demonstrate a shape lesson that I created for a first quarter kindergarten class to help identify the basics of shapes that we see each and every day and to get a good groundwork for our kindergartners with shapes. So here we go. Time to shape up. Okay, so you go over here and you'll go to the next slide. So this first slide, what shapes do we have here? Okay, as you can see we have a square, circle, triangle, parallelogram, and a pentagon. Okay, so these are all basic shapes that we can see each and every day, especially in our classroom. Okay, and with our classroom you will get these things, these little packages or these kits of shapes to where you can play with these specific given shapes even more. Okay, so even more shapes that we have. Ovals. Okay, we see ovals from day to day. Diamonds. Okay, diamonds. Another name for a diamond is a rhombus. A rhombus. So some places you will see rhombus over or instead of a diamond for this shape. A trapezoid. Trapezoid, as you can see, is four sides, but it is wider on the bottom than it is on the top. Now if a trapezoid is flipped, obviously you can have the top being wider than the bottom. Hexagon. And then lastly, heart, a shape that we can recognize almost everywhere, a heart shape. Okay, so next we'll move on to shapes that we see every single day. Okay, so right here, okay, the shape that we see, we have a planet. It's in the shape of a circle. Right here we have a sign that we would see on the streets. That sign gives us a triangle. It's an upside down triangle. And down here, so it might be a little tough to see, so I'll get my highlighter out with a little brighter color so we can definitely vividly see what we're talking about here. This is our pentagon building. Pentagon tells us that it has 5 sides, so that gives us a pentagon. Speaking of sides, that's how we tell what a shape is, okay? By the amount of sides that it has. But first off, what is a side of a shape? A side is a straight line that connects and makes an angle with another straight line. Okay, and we'll get into what an angle is here in a little bit. Right here we have a 3-sided shape. 1, 2, 3. Triangle. The TRI of tri means 3. So 3 sides gives us a triangle. Again, tri stands for 3. Let me write that down real quick. TRI. So when you see the prefix tri, over here, 4 sides. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4-sided shape. That's a square, 4 sides. But down here we also have a diamond or a rhombus that we talked about earlier. 2 different names for this shape, but it's the same basic shape, a diamond or a rhombus. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. Now over here we have a circle and an oval. But according to our definition, we need a straight line that connects and makes an angle to another straight line. Do we have any straight lines here? No, we don't. We just have one big line, but it's not straight. It's curved the entire way around. So that tells us that we have 0 sides on these 2 shapes. Okay, now next, as I said in the definition for a side, you need a straight line to make an angle. Okay, so again, what is an angle then? An angle is a point where 2 sides meet. Okay, and a key to understanding shapes is The number of angles equals the number of sides. Okay, again, the number of angles equals the number of sides. So that'll help you out if it's easier for you to point out the angles, because they point when you look at them. So right here, let's go back to our triangle. We have one angle, two angles, three angles gives us a triangle. Again, tri meaning three. So let's see it. Let's see if the number of angles equals the number of sides on our triangle. So I have one side, one angle. Two sides, my second angle. And here's my third side, here's my third angle. So with a square we have one angle, two angle, three angle, four angles. And finally for our pentagon we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles, giving us a pentagon with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides to equal those 5 angles. Okay, let's just go down here. Okay, here is a shape generator that we could use on our Promethean board to have kids go up and be interactive with our lesson. So, the three basic areas that we covered were the names of shapes, then we went over the number of sides of a shape, and then we also went over the number of angles of a shape. So we can come down here, and let me grab the mouse here. We'll drag this. This helps speed up the random generator. So right here, you can slow down the speed that you want. So right here, we have two triangles. So what I could do, so for kindergartners, we'd probably go a little slower. Okay? So I'd say, where's a circle? And then out of the kid, we could have a kid up there and he could touch it. So, where's a circle? Boop. There's the circle. Good job. I need 6 sides. Boop. There they touch it. I need 4 sides. Boop. There we go. Square. Boop. There we go. So this is just a way to get the kids interactive. They can play with the screen. They can have an activity to where they're utilizing the Promethean board, and I can sit back and watch them while still interacting with them on the lesson, and they get to be hands-on with the lesson. Okay. Come over here, go to our next slide. Alright, so this is our magic box slide for sides. Again, this is another interactive touch-based activity where the kids get to come up and interact with the screen or the Promethean board that we're using. So as we see, how many sides? So what the kids are going to do is they're going to come down here to this box and they're going to point and they're going to drag up a shape. They're going to look at this. They're going to say, does this have any sides? Well, one, we have to ask ourselves, does it have any straight lines? No. Does it have any angles? No. So no sides. Next kid comes up. Trapezoid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I have 4 straight sides, it goes into this column. Next kid comes up. So I see straight lines, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one for the 4 column. No straight lines, I know that it has no sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5 straight lines, so that's a 5-sided figure. Do I see any straight lines? No. And you can go on and on like this when there's more to fill in each column for the kids to see and to work on counting the number of sides. So just like the number of sides, we have the same basic activity but for the number of angles. So again, pull it out. Any angles on this? Well, yeah, I guess you could say there's 2 basic angles, which of course I don't have 2 things, but we'll put that one right there for now. Okay, so here we go. Angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get my little pointer out so I can demonstrate this a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4. That has 4 angles. Okay, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so forth. That has no angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5. And this is just a way for the kids to, again, be active in the lesson. It doesn't need to be just me standing up there talking, lecturing to them. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of them for the 4s, it looks like. Oh, another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the fun thing about this lesson is it's set up the exact same way as the previous lesson with the sides. So, as we talked about in the definition for angles and sides, is that the amount of straight lines that make a side should equal the amount of angles that is in each shape. So even if they might get mixed up and think that they're counting sides, that's, yes, they're counting sides, but they will still be able to have a success and get the right answer because, again, if you have 4 sides, you should have 4 angles with our shapes. There's a triangle for 3, and it looks like we're out. Okay. So down here we have 2 other activities for my kids that they could use on this to do games. So here, let's click on the hyperlink. I guess what we can do here is we can copy. Okay, we can go to the internet. And we can come over here and they can click this. They can click this link. And it'll take them to an activity to where they can, again, reinforce and repractice their shape knowledge. Okay, so they just have to match a shape. So I have a circle, drag it to the circle. Triangle, or rectangle, sorry. Oh, nope, doesn't work there. Okay. So again, they have multiple chances to succeed with this lesson, and it works on matching the same basic shapes that we've talked about. Here we're working on triangles. Here we're working on rectangles, squares, and circles. Now we're working on, look, we added a shape. Squares, circles, rectangles, and triangles now. Okay, so that's just one of our lessons that we have. Our other one is tangrams. So this is something that we will do hands-on in class also, but this is another activity that will reinforce the tangram idea of playing and working with shapes. Turn that volume down a little bit. Okay, so I have this. And you'd be amazed at the activities that these children are capable of doing. It just is almost mind-boggling at how good they are and how easy and quick they are to adapt to this. Because some of these things that might seem a little complicated, they can do just with ease. And it's so impressive and so amazing to watch them pick these newer technologies with activities such as this up. Like just the simplicity of, well, the shape matches that spot. Yes, I know the shape matches, but it's not rotated the right way, and they'll pick up right away. Well, I just got to touch this circle to match it up. So that's our second activity that we have. Okay. Here I have a magic wall activity, and this is something that I'd have the kids could sit down and I could do the dragging, or if they would like to, they could come up here and touch and drag. But all you do is you just take your finger and you say, what shape am I? Well, I'd ask the kids first, what shape is this? And they might say possibly, well, I see 3 sides, so I see a triangle. So then what you do, you select your pointer, you pull the shape out, and it reveals they're right. It is a triangle. You can just put the shape right back. Okay, so over here, okay, class, what do you see? Some kids might say a square, which, yeah, it has 4 sides. Some kids might say a rectangle, because it looks a little longer than it is wider right there. Again, select your pointer and let's drag it out. Good. It is a rectangle. A square is close, but not quite. But it does have 4 sides, but a rectangle, again, is longer than it is taller. It is taller than it is longer. One side is longer than the other. Okay, so we go down here. What do we think this is? They might see 4 sides right away, so they might say a rectangle or maybe a trapezoid, because it kind of has the build of a trapezoid. Okay, pull it out. Oh, it revealed what? It was cut in half. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. That's a pentagon. Okay, and lastly, what shape do we see? I see a triangle, and then I'd ask them, what shape can it be? Some kids might say a diamond, some might say a square, maybe some just stick with a triangle because that's what that one was. Pull it out, it's a diamond. So, just a fun activity to get their minds thinking a little bit more abstractly about shapes. So, and then finally we have our, you ready to wrap it up on these shapes. And this is just a video that we could show the kids to just kind of help reinforce, and it's a fun activity for them to watch. Let's skip up ahead here. And again, this is just an activity that will reinforce them visually identifying and naming shapes as quickly as they possibly can. Skip ahead. A lot of repetition. We probably wouldn't go that far, but again, see here's more advanced shapes. Rhombus, another name for diamonds. And me as a teacher, I like to have a good time and I like to ham it up. So this is something that I would make sure was just a lot of fun for them to do. Get into it, be energetic, have fun, make the kids enjoy these learning experiences. So that wraps up my lesson. The thing that I like to say about using the Promethean board is I love the idea of using a Promethean board. The hands-on capabilities that it gives not only teachers but students is amazing. I would have loved to have had something like this in the elementary school classroom when I was a child. And I know nowadays it might not be as exciting to the kids because they see these more frequently and more often. It's not as new and as innovative as it was when I was a child, but still the ability for me, thinking like a kid, sometimes a kid just being able to go sit at a teacher's desk and maybe type a paper on the teacher's computer during like a writing time, or play a game on a computer during indoor recess because they earned that privilege. That is such an awesome moment for that child. I can only imagine with having this Promethean board, it's putting the teacher's computer up on a screen and the children get to interact with it. And I think that is something that will definitely stimulate learning, and I think it will definitely keep the kids motivated to learn these activities and participate in these activities because it's hands-on, it's in front of their peers, they have a chance to show off, they have a chance to play with really cool technology, and they're not just listening to the lesson, they are a part of the lesson, which is the most important aspect of the Promethean board. It takes the teacher from being the leader and the kids from being the students, and it combines them. And it allows the teacher to take a step back and watch the kids self-discover or learn or self-stimulate within the activity that they've provided for them. So I am a big supporter and a big liker of the Promethean boards. Again, my name is Alex Brock. This is my Promethean board project presentation demonstration. Thank you.